Valley missing the ever so important extra point. They trail by one, 28-27. Redlands on top, and Redlands looks to add to their lead now.
Fortunately, under the assistance of the trainers, Clayton Valley is able to get their young man down to the sideline. The injury was a little bit of a scare here. But if you're Redlands East Valley, let's say you face another fourth down. Do you go for it again, or do you kick field goal to add to this lead?
Well, let's take a look at what their kicker has done thus far. He's 5 of 8, and his longest is 48 yards. So
he has been
in prime position to get 3 points. If I'm Coach Kurt Bruich, I got to go with points. I mean, it just makes sense.
We've been calling for it all half, but they have been extremely efficient on fourth down. Herrera guns it over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 5, and Chris Vaughn finds the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats, and they add to this lead. An extra point will make it a 9-point lead for Redlands East Valley.
A reminder to all our listeners, Anthony Herrera playing in the Division II championship game as a sophomore, conducting himself more like a senior, just slinging it down the middle, has all the confidence in the world with all his receivers, and now 34-27. Redlands.
That is the 7th touchdown for Chris Vaughn thus far in the postseason. Herrera throws his 13th score thus far in the playoffs. The extra point is no good, coming right back.
Wow.
And now it's still a 1-touchdown game, but an oh-so-critical score for Herrera, including the 4th and 10 grab by Malik Lovett. It was a tie ball game, but here comes East Valley, leading now by 7.
Wow. So the table has turned now. How important is special teams at the high school level? At the NFL level, it's a practically 100% 1 point. But here at the prep level, it counts, and here it's very critical now.
Well, it almost seems to not even matter with those extra point misses, as here we go, it's still a 7-point game. But boy, do these kickers just need to get their heads on straight and convert these makeable extra point tries.
Yeah, but it's a tough thing to just kick a football, a ball that it's not round. It's more like an oval shape, and hey, it's a difficult task. I wouldn't be able to do it. I've never been able to kick a regular soccer ball at that.
Dan, we're going to have you stick to broadcasting.
I could do that.
And we're also going to have these Redlands East Valley defenders stick to run support, as they have been extremely critical in the second half. Only one long run for Miles Harrison here in the last 11 minutes of action. 1:08 to go in the third. And these fans have gotten the ticket price and then some in this football game. It has been quite the affair here from the StubHub Center. It's a 7-point lead for Redlands East Valley, but nowhere near safe, Dan.
Yeah, at the end of the night, both of these defenses are just going to be worn out, battered, and bruised. I mean, it's a back-and-forth affair here.
Even the offenses, they have just been muscling it out for 3 quarters. We're down to the final 1:08 to go in the third. 33 carries for 232 yards, Dan. Only 7 yards a pop, and most of which came on the long gain in the first quarter. Miles Harrison runs for yet another short gain. Miles Harrison this year averaging 12 yards a carry, held to only less than now 7 yards thus far today.
So quite an accomplishment for Redlands, and ideally
we've been harping it all
down,
second half.
Yeah, we have. Ideally on first down, you want to keep Miles Harrison under 3 to 2 yards.
Well, Harrison, he'll flank the quarterback, but out of a different look. 2 running backs to the right side. Another give up the middle to Harrison, and that run is bottled up, clamped behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. Tackle made by Shinal McLean, a junior defensive tackle, and that may be a fitting way to end the third. That could be the final play of the period.
Yeah, going into the fourth quarter, it's pretty evident and obvious how Redlands has the momentum right now, playing extra aggressive on defense now.
It's a 3rd and 7. I think if you're Clayton Valley, you want to give yourself a little break to think about things. This is a critical 3rd down scenario. This is the final play of the third, a toss play to the near side. Across the 25, Miles Harrison's got it. He'll crawl to the 29, just shy of the 30-yard line, which would have moved the chains. And this penalty may be pushing the Clayton Valley Charter Eagles back. We'll check the laundry.
Well, from the way I saw Nate Kiesel react, he was pointing to Redlands. This one might be going against Redlands, Nick.
Holding against the defense. Not very often you see that. And also, not very often you see Redlands penalized. That is only, Dan, the second penalty all day by that Wildcat football team. But this, the most critical of them all. To end the third quarter, a penalty will pick up a first down here for Clayton Valley Charter.
So no penalties, or a small amount of penalties, to me equals great coaching and discipline. And both teams are displaying exactly what was advertising at the beginning of the game. Two teams coming into the fourth quarter, one 14-1, the other 15-0. Somebody's about to get their second or first loss of the year.
Well, in a seesaw affair with three separate lead changes, Clayton Valley Charter has an opportunity here to tie things at 34 apiece, as we will, in the final play of the third quarter, have these ugly Eagles snap one more football before we get to the final 12 minutes of action. The penalty does make a 000 clock, not end the third. The penalty, well, I have no clue what these referees are doing, but nevertheless, I do know for an absolute fact that Redlands East Valley, following that stop on third down, they know for an absolute fact, Dan, that they can stop Miles Harrison.
Oh, now it's evident. I mean, it's a different, confident bunch in Redlands now.
Harrison will take the give across the 40, sprints his way to around the 44, and now we'll end the third quarter as Harrison gains 6, maybe even 7, a fitting way to end the period. As another run play, that's number 36 for Miles Harrison, will put the Clayton Valley Eagles down but not out. They trail by 7 at the end of 3 quarters and will have the football with 12 minutes of regulation deciding the 2014 D-2 State Championship. We'll return after a quick break and a word from your local stations. You are listening to the high school football D-2 State Championship game only on Spreaker.com.
Welcome to Mixmasters, your #1 choice for studio recording and post-production audio since 1999. Conveniently located in North Long Beach, California, near the 710 and 91 freeways. We are the one-stop shop for mixtapes, original beats, ghostwriting, audio mastering, graphic design, and CD duplication. Our pricing starts as low as $20 an hour, and all new customers get their first hour free. Featuring a friendly staff of skilled engineers, the most convenient hours available, and a welcoming guests of all ages and skill levels. You can even leave with a DVD video of your session. So text or call for an appointment today at 562-355-2302. That's 562-355-2302. Or hit us up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Mixmasters Long Beach. Mixing business with pleasure.
Welcome back to the StubHub Center here in Carson, California. This game has lived up to the bill, Dan. 34-27, Redlands East Valley clinging to a 7-point lead over Clayton Valley Charter. And to begin the fourth, the Ugly Eagles face a 2nd down and 4 from their own 44 right hash. First down make is at the 48-yard line. Here we go to begin the final period of regulation. Miles Harrison squirms out of left tackle, gets to the edge, and ends up picking up what looks to be first down yardage. He needed 4, and that indeed will move the chains to first down pickup for Miles Harrison. And run number 37 for the senior halfback.
It's very fortunate for Miles Harrison that they're only down 1 score, so the run game will continue for Clayton Valley.
Really, Clayton Valley just opposing their will on the ground. That clock continues to move. Miles Harrison flanks the quarterback. He'll get the call again, picks up a block across midfield, and will bully his way down to the 49 of enemy territory for a gain of 2.
So the run game will continue to the bitter or sweet end for Clayton Valley.
Just really imposing their will is Clayton Valley Charter on the ground. Miles Harrison now 38 carries for this young man. We still have 11 more minutes to go in regulation. Plenty of time for both this offense and Redlands defensively to make a play to win this football game. Here we go. 2nd down give up the middle to Miles Harrison, and he will run his way to the 44. Another short pickup, but Dan, this is, I believe, every single time they run the football, they have yet to commit a lost run, if you will.
Yeah.
They always are either for no gain or they're always gaining yards on these run plays.
They do, and it's even just a yard at that. I mean, it's a team that just will not stop, and the game plan coming in was run the ball heavy, and here we are in the fourth quarter with a heavy run offense in Clayton Valley.
That run just keeps you in business. Now 3rd and 3 up the middle of Harrison. Squirms out of a tackle across the 30, and he is spun down at the Redlands East Valley 27-yard line. They only needed 3 yards to move the chains, Dan, and that'll be a gash up the middle for 17 in the first.
I'd like to see some substituting on the Redlands side as far as a defense goes. I mean, they've got to be able to rotate guys. How worn out they are is a question mark that we will see later on.
Well, 1st down and 10, fresh set of downs here for Clayton Valley Charter. That's the 3rd first down on this drive alone. One was aided via a holding penalty by Redlands, but all of a sudden, here's Clayton Valley nearing the red zone. Picks up a block is Miles Harrison across the Redlands 25, down to the 24, and number 3 gains 3. And he'll face a 2nd and manageable here with 9:44 to go here in regulation.
Clayton Valley looking to tie this ball game up at 34. It'll come down to whoever has the ball last, it feels like, Nick.
And to the bitter end, if you will, Miles Harrison in an all-star performance, over 270 yards on the ground thus far. He'll step out. Into the game is, I believe, Banks. They'll give it up the middle and a run for lost yardage, ending up losing 2 for Clayton Valley Charter. Is their backup halfback, and all of a sudden here, Clayton Valley faces a 2nd down.
A rare run in this game for number 13, Devin Banks.
Now, we don't really see him even into the ball game.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, a 3rd down, and this time 7. First down make is at the 18-yard line of Redlands. They have been about 80% converting these 3rd downs today. Miles Harrison flanks the quarterback. He'll get the call up the middle, trying to reach his way for a first down, and will be about a yard, maybe even 2 short. And Clayton Valley may as well decide to go for it here.
So here we go, Nick. The biggest play of the game
thus far
will be here on a 4th and 1.
It's nowhere near a game sealer, but Redlands can go a long way towards chewing up the remaining 8 minutes if they're able to make the stop here on a critical 4th and 1. Crowd on its feet. The Redlands side chanting for its defense to make a play. It's 4th and a long one. Quarterback is shifting the play at the line of scrimmage. Harrison moves from the left tip to the right, but not before. The first charge timeout is called by Clayton Valley Charter with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go. They need to think things, as this is an oh-so-critical 4th and 2 with 8 minutes to go. 4th quarter.
Coach Tim Murphy electing to call a timeout in this situation because they didn't draw Redlands off sides. The point in there was to get an easy first down without snapping the ball. And so Tim Murphy has to call a timeout, reset things, and think things over with his team. A new play will be called in, and we'll see if Redlands could hold right here, backed up in the red zone.
Clayton Valley has only attempted 1 field goal all year by Daniel Farrell, and that was earlier on in the playoffs. It was no good from about 35, and I think that's the last time that Coach Tim Murphy even entertained the idea of kicking a field goal. It looks like they'll go for it. It would be a 34-yarder from here, but here we go with 8:06 to go. What's the play call here for all of our fans who know that this football team loves to run the football, but Redlands also knows what the bread and butter is for Clayton Valley Charter?
Well, Redlands has just got to do one simple thing. That's just stack up everybody. I want to see absolutely 11 guys lined up in the front of the Redlands defense. And Clayton Valley, well, it is what it is. We'll see a run. And whether they get this first down, which they have been relatively good at on 4th down conversions tonight.
Well, Miles Harrison has been a busy man thus far tonight, over 280 yards. And on 4th and 2, he'll get the call, and he'll pick up a first down out to the 16-yard line. All of our ideas of what Redlands would do if they're able to make the stop, Well, we'll have to put that to the wayside. It's a 4-yard pickup and a 4th down critical chain moving first here for Clayton Valley Charter.
So as Clayton Valley Charter continues in the red zone, they get a first down and now inching their way closer to tying this ball game up.
Under 8 minutes to go now.